This is not over for the unions. A lot of anger coming from here after the New South Wales Industrial Relations Commission decided to side with the government, and they handed down the decision that public sector workers in New South Wales, around 400,000 of them, including frontline workers during the pandemic, will be getting a 0.3% pay rise instead of a 2.5% pay rise. Here's some of what the unions had to say.
Today is a kick in the guts for every public sector worker that got us through not only the bushfires but COVID. The Premier and Treasurer will walk around the state throwing 20-cent pieces at public sector workers.
The New South Wales Nurses and Midwives Association has been a bit vocal on this as well, saying that during the pandemic the nurses have been on the front line risking their lives and the lives of their families, and this is a bit of a kick in the guts. Writing on Twitter, today's decision is a shocking outcome and an insult to nurses and midwives across New South Wales. New South Wales Labor and the opposition leader Jody McKay has been on the attack, going after in particular Treasurer Dominic Perrottet. New South Wales Treasurer Dominic Perrottet is saying that the $3 billion saved on this is better off going to infrastructure projects and job creation instead of just giving public sector workers a pay rise. Jody McKay says this is not the case, and there's no evidence to suggest that it would produce the 20,000 jobs that the government is suggesting. Here's a bit more of what she had to say.
I want to just let 400,000 public sector workers know that we went into bat for you, and we tried everything we could. So I am thinking of 400 public sector employees right across New South Wales who have just been ripped off and have missed out.
Meanwhile, Kenny, Wharfies have agreed to get back to work temporarily despite no agreement being reached with Patrick.
Yeah, well, this follows 2 days of hearings between Patrick and also the Maritime Union of Australia in front of the Fair Work Commission, and it found no resolution. This is after Patrick Stevedore offered the union a 1.5% pay rise for workers who've been there for more than 4 years. The union rejected this. Of course, they came with what they said was a peace offering before the first hearing of a 2.5% pay rise, much less than the 6% that they wanted per annum. But also an extension of the 12 months of their current agreement, which they could negotiate after that 12-month period. Patrick Stevedore has rejected this, but despite this, the Wharfies have agreed to get back to work for the next couple of weeks until they go back to the Fair Work Commission later this month to fight it out once again. Tom.